typically we value a lot anything that has to do with bug fixing. We want our UI, our engine to be absolutely clean. So I want to ensure that whenever we add feature, we actually have a good bug fixing flow. So that's why I always measure the amount of bug fixed versus the number of features we are adding, because if we are not fixing enough bugs and we're adding too many features, then we take the risk of having an unstable product. And that's not something that we desire. So that's why I always try to balance the amount of bug fixed versus the number of features that we ship. How do I measure that? Well, I've got a column chart which shows me the relative focus between bugs and features. So let's switch to a column chart here. We're going to use the issues and pull requests. And here, I want this chart to be based off mostly Jira issues. We use Jira internally for tracking purpose. And so I want this metric to be product-oriented. How many bugs are we fixing versus features from a product development perspective? Which then, if the amount of bug fixed is not enough, I can go to Tom and say, hey, we need to prioritize bug fixing a bit more. So let's do that. So first, we'll focus on the current year, as usual. So we are going to say that the created at, again, here, we're not looking at commits, we're looking at issues. We're going to say that the created at is for the current year. We're going as well to add a little filter, which says that the state is closed, because we want to look at closed issues, so issues which have been implemented. So here, and finally, we want to look at issues only. We do not want to look at pull requests. Here we are, issues, here. All right, we're looking at closed issues for the current year. All right, perfect. Now, the calculations are going to be a bit similar to what we did in the rework ratio. We're going to use custom formulas with an if statement to calculate the number of issues which are related to bugs and the number of issues which are related to features. I'm going to start with the amount of issues which are related to bugs. Right. I'm going to do a COUNTIF. We've seen that function previously. And I'm going to use the labels. So I'm going to say if the label names contain, I'm actually going to use a list. Bug or bug. So why does it matter? In Jira, we've got an issue type, which is called bug with a capital B. And in GitHub, we tend to use lowercase, so we have bug here. So I'm doing a COUNTIF, and that's going to give me a count of all issues which are related to bugs. Here, I'm going to change the color to be more of a reddish. Now I'm going to copy paste that, and I'm going to add another metric. And for this other metric, I'm going to do the contrary. I'm going to say I want a COUNTIF of any issue which does not contain the label bug. Oh, we're going to put another color, and here we are. You have here a chart, a column chart, showing you a comparison of how many bugs you've been fixing compared to the number of issues which are not bugs, so features or tasks. And it gives you a proportion of how much your efforts have been dedicated to the number of bugs. We're going to finish this chart. Feature. I'm going to specify that this is a product metric. Here, I'm just going to specify what this chart is about, and I'm going to save it. I'm going to rearrange my dashboards. I'm going to put this here. All right, and let's talk now a bit about this bug versus feature chart. So it gives me a proportion. Now, you're going to tell me, well, if you have no bugs to fix, then obviously you're not going to fix bugs. So this metric is interesting to show you how much priority you've put on bug fixing, but you have to take it from the perspective of how many bugs you have in the backlog. If you have 0 bugs in the backlog, it's absolutely normal that you are not fixing bugs. So that's why these kind of metrics, they usually have to be considered in the context of other metrics. And this other metric would typically be the number of bugs that you have in the backlog over time, or the number of bugs created per month. So I'm saying that because usually one metric is not enough. One metric is not going to show you everything. And that's why we we try to make the creation of metrics really simple, because we want people to be able to create a set of metrics, to be able to control and cross the different data points that make up their engineering flow. Because again, one metric is not enough. You will always need a combination of metrics to understand a potential problem or something that is going really well. So again, it's like looking at your engineering flow from different angles. And that's why you want a toolbox with a various set of metrics that are fit to your specific development flow. And you don't want to just focus on, for example, the lines of code you've developed this year.